Okay, you all know what to do. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear poser. Happy birthday to me. I didn't make a wish. Ah! Foiled again. I guess I'm not getting that $1 million lottery after all. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Saturday Morning Toy Tunes, the weekly live stream here on my channel in which we all gather around the modern day campfires of our phone screens and computer monitors and talk about things that happen in the Week in Geek. Also at the top of the hour, as always, I will be posting up some Hot Toys stuff. Not one, not two, but 3, maybe 4 Hot Toys figures that will be going on display in an empty shelf in a Detolf in my bedroom. That's right. I have Hot Toys figures displayed in my bedroom. Because my goal is to remain celibate for the rest of my life. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Hope your weekend's off to a great start. We got snow here. Not much. A couple inches. It's really, really super wet. Like perfect snowball packing snow. If your goal with the snowballs is to maim the people that you're throwing them at. It's that wet. The cleaning cloth got stuck on the glasses. Nothing could be easy. Hi, Paul. Hope you're watching. All right, so that's what we have going on here today. I really don't have much to talk about in the Week in Geek. I am all caught up. I have finished the streaming services. That's right. I've watched everything that I want to watch. There's legitimately nothing that I'm like gagging to sit in front of my couch and watch right now on any of the streaming services. At least none of the ones that I have. I've canceled quite a few, as we know. But anyway, I've got my tea because I'm no longer on coffee because that stuff was doing things to my esophagus that I just don't want to talk about. I'm actually two-fisting it today. This one's almost gone, and it's also cold. Anyway, so again, I've asked this before, but I'm going to ask it again. It bears repeating. How is everybody doing? I hope you're all well. Let's see who's here in the chats today so we can get moving along with the discussion about whatever. And, yeah, we've got, first out of the gate, of course, is one of the Steves. Steve Nahra is in the house. What's up, Steve? All the way out in Virginia Beach. Yeah, you guys have been getting storms of your own, so yeah, you get it. You get it. Some guys here wishing me a happy birthday. I'd love to hear that. Thank you very much. Another happy birthday from Steve131, that other Steve from across the big pond. Yeah, birthday mode is definitely engaged, dude. That's the first time that I've actually created a birthday donut for myself. Ever. I've never done my own birthday cake. I've never done my own birthday anything. It's not actually my birthday today, full disclosure, but this is the day that we're observing it. You get me. And Happy New Year from Keith Lee. Did you guys do anything remarkable over New Year's Eve? I did not. I grabbed a bottle of wine and sat down and binge watched a TV show. What was it? Oh, yeah, it was, It's based on a horror book that I happen to have over there because I liked it so much that, oh, God. Hold on. Let me get the book. Because you guys see it. It's kind of cool. That's it. The Changeling by Victor Laval. Laval? I don't know. Anyway. But it was great. If you guys haven't watched that, it's on Apple TV Plus. Once again, Apple TV Plus never lets me down. The horror creeps up. It doesn't really become a horror show until several episodes in. I mean, there's a mystery about it, and there's some supernatural elements to it. Yeah, but it doesn't start to become really creepy until later on in the show. Much later. So check it out if you haven't, because it's worth it. Now, full disclosure, it's not a mini-series. It's the first of, I'm guessing, 2 seasons. So they do have plans to do a subsequent season to wrap it all up, but I couldn't wait, which is why I got the book. So, that's just me. No patience. I need that instant gratification. Speaking of instant gratification, what is everybody's thoughts on short-form video content in terms of poser videos, short form? We've done the whole how to be a poser thing at Sideshow, and I've done something similar here on my own channel. And there's a whole lot. You get to see the whole step-by-step of the process as it unfolds in real time, with some edits, obviously. But there's also the lengthy discussion of what I'm doing and explaining what the inspiration is, the reasons behind particular things, tactics that I employ, all that good stuff, which obviously wouldn't be able to be done in a short-form segment. So, how do you guys feel about that? Is it something that could be useful? That's what's important to me. Or is it just something that's just going to get clicks? So, ask away. Because I'm curious. I'm having a lot of thoughts on this, and I'm pursuing it, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be different, and I am up for doing something different. As much as I love doing the first looks, I would like to do other things as well. So, this is going to be maybe something cool. Mr. Mom Collectibles is in the house. Great YouTube channel. Follow that if you're not already. Speaking of great YouTube channels, this thing that I'm doing today, inspired by Boston Collectors. Boston Collectors is a great YouTube collectible, 6-scale collectible review channel that has really ridiculously strong cinematography for, especially in this niche that we're all in. And also, the guy happens to have the most soothing voice in all of 6-scale fandom. I include myself in that comment. Good stuff, so check that out too. But you'll see what I've got in plan. Oh, thank you, Linda. Happy birthday from Linda. Guten Morgen, meine Damen und Herren. Alles Gute und Geburtstag, Herr Smith. Thank you. Thank you. Geburtstag. It's been a while since I read German, and I was trying to do it in a hurry and trying to sound natural, and I failed. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I've never known how to say that. I've always read the Spanish version of Happy Birthday, but I've never heard it spoken. I don't hang out with enough Spanish speakers in my life. I need more Spanish speakers in my life. And once more, thank you, Luis. Everybody saying hi to each other. Community. Thank you, TK421 Collectibles. Man, just all sorts of well-wishing going on here. Morning all from Desmond Hassing. What was your first purchase and pre-order of 24? The first purchase is my birthday gift to myself, and it's en route. It'll be here on Wednesday. It is the Iron Man Mark III 2.0 die-cast 6-scale figure. The deluxe version of that. It's on its way. I'm really stoked. I was hoping it would get here. They had a hold on it, I'm guessing because of the whole base fiasco, which isn't really a fiasco. It's unfortunate, but it's nothing that that a hairdryer won't fix. Legitimately, if you have the Iron Man Mark III 2.0 and you're having trouble getting the base elements to fit flush, heat that puppy up with some hairdryer action, man, and just try it again, and it will go flush. I haven't done that myself, as we all saw in the first look. I completely failed to make it fit flush, but it will work, and I'm excited to actually prove that to you on next Saturday when I unbox it and put it all together. The display, the Iron Man display, continues to evolve and take form, and I am considering, now that we have a Mark II 2.0 coming down the pipe, probably in a year and a half. So actually, it probably won't be that long, because I think a lot of the elements for that armor are going to be reusable from the Mark III 2.0. There are quite a few differences. I know that the rivets aren't visible on the chest plate on the Mark III the way that they are on the Mark II. For instance, and I'm sure that there are other things that are different, but I'm sure that they're able to reuse some of those. It's probably all going to boil down to scheduling at the factories, so we'll see. Really stoked. Beautiful singing voice, eh? Wow, I don't hear that very often anymore. I used to be in choir. I was in jazz choir and show choir and all those different kind of choirs. I was a bass, big shock. Gary Hosier from Hong Kong. All right, we are so global right now. I can't even stand it. Hey, Gary. Thanks for coming aboard, and thanks for the birthday wishes. Somebody's a bit excited today. Yeah, you know, I've got sugar in me. I've got caffeine in me. Now I've got more caffeine in me. Caffeine round 2. Yeah, this is one of those. The pictures are only visible when the mug's hot, so you'll know that my tea's gone cold when you can no longer see the Star Wars images. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked today, man. This is going to be a lot of fun. In fact, I might have to start the posing segment early just to make sure I get it all in. Keith Lee, I just teed you up. I just teed you up. I was going to say something, but I'll let you do it. AJ Agrusa is here, brought his beard as well. I hope all is well. Happy it's a birthday. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Rune Samuelson is here from, I forget. Is it Norway? I want to say it's Norway, but it might be Sweden. Yeah, sorry. If only, if only. I did pre-order that. What have I pre-ordered? Let me just check my mail. It's sad. I don't know what I've pre-ordered, what I haven't pre-ordered. What did I pre-order yesterday? I put in a waitlist order for the Mark 6 2.0 with gantry. I wasn't going to get that because I'm perfectly content with the current Mark 6, but once they announced that Mark 2 2.0, I started thinking, wow, I think they might actually do more 2.0s. I think that we'll probably see a Mark 4 2.0. Somebody call me out if they've actually done that, because if they have, then I'll be a little bit embarrassed, but not too terribly embarrassed. So yeah, let's see. Going back down, looks like my first pre-order for the new year was Captain Enoch and 2 Night Troopers, which I pre-ordered on the 3rd. Yeah. And then I pre-ordered the Mark II 2.0. And then I had them ship me my Mark III 2.0. Oh, it's so much better when it's hot. Keith Lee, hit it. Oh, you are in Norway. Ah, got it right in one. All right, cool. That's cool. Scrolling down. John Galgano is here. Great. Figures. It's a Star Wars show, so I would expect you to show up. Snowless in Michigan. That just seems like wrong. Yeah, we are legitimately scheduled to have an 11-inch snow day in the coming days. I want to say it's Wednesday, but it might be Thursday. Might even be Friday. But later in the week, we are scheduled to get hammered. Now, typically with St. Louis snow forecasts, those numbers dwindle throughout the course of the week as the storm gets closer. So we'll see how that goes. But I am not excited about it. There are some things I need to do. I got to clear some stuff out of my garage so that I can fit my car in there, because I don't relish cleaning a foot of snow off of my car. I just had to clean 2 inches off of it, and it was fine. Like I said, it's wet. It was already melting anyway, but... Currently alternating between a rewatch of West Wing and getting up to date on Run the Burbs. I don't even know what that is. The latter one is. Obviously, I know what the West Wing is, and I've never seen it, which is kind of a crime because I am a fan of what's his name? The showrunner. Great writing on his shows. Just perfect dialogue every time. I can't even get over like the Newsroom. I miss that. I miss that show. I miss what that show made me feel. Especially the first episode, that opening scene. If you haven't seen it, yeah, it's a real eye-opener. It really hits me in the feels. Renz Tolentino's here, one of my favorite artists that I'm just becoming acquainted with. How's it going, Renz? Making sure I'm not skipping anybody. I want to say hi to everybody. I was in bed by 10:30 last Sunday night. See what happens when there's no Paul Sun Yun Lee? Come on, Paul. Let's get that. You need help? Need me to come up and help you with that? I'm taking next Friday off. It's Friday. The snow day is Friday. That's right, because after I scheduled that day off, that's when I saw the. I was like, wow. There's a thing at Sideshow. For Sideshow employees, our birthday is legitimately a paid holiday. So you get to take a day off with pay for your birthday, and I chose next Friday just to give myself a 3-day weekend next weekend, and then I found out that I'm gonna get hammered with snow. I can't decide if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm thinking that the plan would have been to go places and do things on Friday, but now it looks, if it's that bad, this city will shut down. So, day off with pay and nothing to do. I'm gonna have to stock up on wine and, yeah. Wine, women, and song? No. So you haven't played board games with the kiddos and had hot chocolate on New Year's Eve. I'm so proud of you. I think that's great. Watch The Crown. Good choice. Good choice. I've not watched the final season of that, and I did just cancel Netflix, so I guess I'm screwed. That's a good choice. Ghostbusters 2. It's my estranged wife's favorite Ghostbusters, because that's the one that came out when she was just becoming self-aware. She was like only 1 year old when the first one came out. Yeah, I married young. Well, married a young person. So you didn't get into the cold tub last night then? Okay. Oh, you meant videos. Sorry. Boy, man, I'm flirting with PG-13 on this live stream today. Yeah, I am in a good mood. Great night's sleep last night. Went to sleep on the couch pretty early on while watching absolutely nothing on TV. And then got up at like midnight and did a couple things around the house. Went back to bed and slept until like 6. I know that doesn't seem long, but that's usually when I wake up. Gina's here. Hey, Gina. Always good to have you in-house. Sideshow peeled apple and the Cthulhu apple. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. You know, I've never had any of those. I had the OG in my studio when I worked there, though. Obviously. Because I always had to use that. I want to say that... I don't think we had to... we had to share just one apple between 3 studios for a while there. And that was kind of fun. I liked it. You know, I don't think I actually knew Mr. Mom's real name. I think this is me finding out. You're watching it live. Dude, yeah, seriously, man. I should just like start a playlist of that and just veg to it. Yeah, Mike, you're right. You're right on with the whole issue with the vertical format. I don't enjoy the vertical format. I feel like it's a bastardization of how we view things as humans. I mean, we don't see things vertically. We just don't. It's the advent of cell phones that creates that has kind of informed that shift. And I mean, I've always been like, why don't you people just turn your phones vertically? I mean, horizontally. It's so much easier that it looks better. Horizontal looks so much better in video format, and you're just cutting out so much information on the sides. Just watch those videos where they're actually cropping down from something that was shot horizontally, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You just lose so much information. Now, that being said, the very nature of 6-scale figures, the very shape of them, actually means that they fit nicely into a vertical format. So, I feel like 6-scale shorts, 6-scale based shorts are actually okay, right? I mean, they work for that. Now, if you're going to try to implement, say, a bat pod or a bat cycle or a speeder bike or something like that, then it becomes a problem. But you know, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Laura, it's actually my birthday tomorrow, but we're observing it today. Yay! I was either that or have a stream on Sunday again, and I just didn't want that to become a habit. Steve Nahra's first purchase was a 2013 Cobra Commander with swappable heads, helmet and hood. And first PO was the Fighting Armor Magneto. That's actually funny. A memory popped up in Facebook for me this morning. I don't even know what the significance of it was, but it was a guy in a Cobra Commando costume with like a bubble tea or something, and the straw was shoved up under the front of his helmet. I don't know what the significance was of that. I didn't pause to investigate, but Keith Lee got a Masterpiece Transformer, actually paid off the pre-order. Cool, man, that's awesome. I know how much you love Transformers. I just canceled all my Transformers pre-orders. Times are tight. Times are tight. But yeah, I was going to get, I had RC on pre-order. They had a Megatron reserved for me. Gone. So if anybody was on waitlist, you're welcome. Hey, there we go. What's up, JP? Thank you very much, man. Thanks for popping in. I feel like you never sleep. I know you're a night owl. We've talked about it at length. And but to have you actually awake on the coast at this time is really wild. Skipped right over Commander Green. What's up, dude? Commander Green continues to produce awesome media content six skill content rather on his Instagram account. Check it out if you haven't. He's yeah, again, watching him evolve since I met him back in 2019. Was that right? It's been an absolute joy. He's an inspiration. Anytime that I feel like my passion is lagging, all I have to do is pay attention to guys like Harold and just watch his passion inform his art and watch it evolve and become what it is today and continue to evolve. He hasn't plateaued yet. Oh, that's cool. They did Mutton Junkyard? That's fun. Huh. You know, yeah, Star Wars figures were my first collecting passion, but they really went by the wayside in 1983 or 84 with G.I. Joe. Once I discovered G.I. Joe, I mean, I got in on the ground floor of the first wave of those, and immediately started collecting the comic book. And yeah, the Larry Hama thing, and it was... that kind of dominated my geek life for a good 2 years or so before I got into more Marvel comics. Iron Man, Avengers, Spider-Man was a big thing. I think Secret Wars is really what got that going for me, but I could be wrong. Chicken or the egg, not sure. Bell choir, that's fun. Violin is a challenge. I dare not take that on. I can't even play guitar properly. In fact, I'm thinking about selling all my guitar gear. I haven't actually played guitar regularly in months and months and months and months. Tarson TV Helmet is expected to ship sometime in the... Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's fine. I'm not that broke. Must have that. Must have that. There's actually a spot on a shelf for it. Already set. In fact, you could make the claim... I could make the claim that that's what's... The Carson Teva helmet is why I haven't done a bedroom tour. What's your tea of choice, Terry? Lately... it has been... Tea of Good Tidings. It's a winter fruit blend, black tea, from the Republic of Tea. Very much holiday themed. I've had this here for a year and more, and just recently just got into it. My wife keeps sending it to me for Christmas. She didn't send me anything for Christmas this year. Kind of expecting divorce papers or something, but nothing. So yeah, that's where I'm at. But typically, I just go for like a standard English breakfast tea. The British breakfast tea by Republic of Tea is my go-to. There's also an Irish breakfast tea that I also like. With green tea, there is a oh, what's it called? Let's just talk tea. Yeah. Tea time. This is amazing. Tea of Inquiry. It's a green tea from the Republic of Tea. Oh my god. And I'm out of it. It has toasted rice in it. So it's green tea leaves with toasted rice. So you get this like really nice toasted rice aroma out of it, and flavor as well. It really accentuates the flavor of the green tea nicely, and I dig it a lot. You can kind of see what what it looks like there on the front, but it's my favorite tea when I have it in house, when I'm not trying to really caffeinate. There's also Dragonwell, another green tea that I really enjoy, but it's from the Zhejiang province of China. Did I say that right? From Hangzhou. Yeah. Haven't had this one in a while. Might be time for some green tea later on in the day. This, of course, is the Earl Grayer. When I'm feeling like Jean-Luc Picard, then I go for that. Oh, what's that? nasty. It's a nice, nice Earl Grey tea. And when I'm looking for some digestion aid, Moroccan mint, another green tea with blended with peppermint. So that's delicious. And that's pretty much. I've got a few other things over there, and I've got like, I don't know. I've got a milk oolong that's been in the cabinet for a long time that I haven't tried. But yeah. Oh, do you think so? You'll like that Dead Strange video, huh? The wires made me nervous. I was afraid that I was going to break the wires. So I didn't do a lot with them. Yeah, but you can see from the blogger photos that you can pose that cape. So to a certain extent. I don't think that you're going to be able to get it to drape. I know that somebody asked in the comments, can you drape the cape? I don't think so. It's going to take up some shelf space, one way or the other, no matter what you do with it. But I could be wrong. Oh, that's nice. Growing up with a music teacher. Those are in... Yeah, those are a dying breed. There we go. We are now at PG-13. Commander Green wants to pick up a Mark 1-3 and pre-order the Mark 2. I'm scared about what I'll be getting myself into. Yeah, it is a rabbit hole, my friend. But when you feel the sting of that purchase, that will taper your impulses, I would think. Because they're not cheap. They're not cheap. And you're getting what you pay for. But it's not for everybody, if that makes any sense. I hate lag. Low-key Collector is here. What's up, dude? Exo6 Spock from Strange New Worlds. Is that up for order? I didn't even know. Those guys just crank them out so quickly. It's impressive. In fact, when he's done with his 5-year mission, which now I think is moving into 6 years, then I think that Schubert could probably make a buck or two as a consultant for other companies. The fact that they're able to churn out the level of quality that they do in that amount of time is unparalleled, unprecedented, unbelievable. So many uns. The Batman 2.0 Deluxe version? Is that the which one is that? There's so many Batmans. So many Batmans. What's this? What's this? Lane. Hey Terry, could you use your Hot Toys Imperial Power? Get Howard to do a 1/6. I don't have any Imperial Power. Get Howard to do a 1/6 scale figure based off of that new Belle Batgirl Premium format. I'm guessing there's a typo or two in there, but yeah, just to get it out there again, if Howard knows who I am, no one would be more surprised than I. It's possible that he would recognize my face, but I doubt he even knows my name. I doubt it highly. And I've been in the man's presence. Man, this Epidemic Sound playlist is really cranking out some good stuff today. Just so chill. Suits my happy mood. Happy chill. It's like, my mood today is, how should I put this? My mood today is 65% Sativa, 35% Indica. If you know, you know. That's too bad. I think you might be broken. We should check into that. Yeah, the people who love it, love it. Oh, Sorkin left in the middle of the show? Wow. Potentially. Potentially. And this is... You don't want to do it when it's 11 inches. Because, well, the figures are only 12. Oh, that's fun. Stop giving me ideas. Stop giving me ideas. Not watched a single episode. The guy playing Reacher, I just don't... I've only seen trailers. I don't know, maybe I'm cheating myself. I saw the first Reacher movie with Tom Cruise and was underwhelmed, and maybe that's informing my lack of a desire for Reacher. What channel's that on? Is that Amazon? I feel like that's Amazon. But looks like more than one person loves that show. That's fun. Which one? I'm guessing... Was it Rebel Base? Remind me. You probably said this before. Anyone here saw Blue Eye Samurai? That was one of the biggest surprises of the show. I think that's Netflix, right? Yeah, I thought about it, but I really have to be in a mood for animated stuff. Usually, I actually rewatched. That's what I was watching last night. It was Spider-Man. It was Across the Spider-Verse, the second Miles Morales movie. I think I got that one right. Which is so gorgeous and so good, man. I can't get enough of that. You could legitimately see it. I mean, I would actually like to see it ported over into a comic book format if they haven't done it already, because you could legitimately just take stuff off the screen and fit it onto a comic book page and make it work. It would be such an easy thing to do, because they've already done most of the work. What are your thoughts on Dead Strange, and is it coming home? I really enjoyed working with Dead Strange. It's a really cool figure. I don't want to say I'm a big Sam Raimi fan. I don't like to say I'm a fan of anything, but I do appreciate almost all films that Sam Raimi has done, especially those involving horror and makeup effects and whatnot. Like Drag Me to Hell was just like, it's revelatory. But that nice blend of Marvel with the elements of Sam Raimi horror really did it for me, and nothing in that film encapsulates that more than the Dead Strange character. So, will it be coming home? I doubt it, because I've set relatively firm boundaries on my collecting experience now, and Marvel stuff apart from Iron Man is not a part of my collecting experience at this time. Maybe eventually, I don't know. It depends on if I ever get into a bigger house with more display space, because it does take up a lot of real estate. So probably not. Even if I was collecting Marvel, probably not, because of the issues with the real estate. Trying to get to the bottom here. Oh, it's 10 o'clock already? Jeez. Oh, that's right. I started half an hour late. Okay. Sorry, guys. Is Kumar here? Hey, there he is. What's up, Kumar? I scrolled right by you. You've got a koala for your avatar. Love it. Speaking of shorts, I found a great short on Facebook this morning. People in the line at a drive-thru of Dunkin' Donuts, and a raccoon was like sitting outside the drive-thru window, just looking expectantly at the drive-thru window. And they're filming this raccoon. They're like, "You can't walk up to the drive-thru, bro." But sure enough, the people in the drive-thru at Dunkin' opened up the window and handed the guy a donut. Just handed the little raccoon a donut. He stood up and just grabbed it with his paws and put it in his mouth and ran off. Adorable. It's on my Facebook page right now. If you're Facebook friends with me, you can check it out. Going back to the Mutton Junker, the best part, if they give Junker an attack head, but also a good boy face, that's fucking sweet. Okay, there we go. That's our one F-bomb. I kind of said it twice, though. Does it make it 2? Does it count if you stutter? Posing evolves, dude. Posing evolves. You'll get to a level where you're comfortable, if you're not there already. Yeah, I think I posted some photos to the Poser Posse Facebook group of the original Luke Skywalker Bespin, the 2-pack. And there was a lot of great response to that, but I was looking at it with a critical eye, and while I'm still really proud of the images of the battle-damaged Luke holding on to the gantry, that pose of him with the lightsaber and the gun is, I don't want to say cringeworthy, but it needs some love. If I had it here and it was still on display like that, it might actually be the feature for a show. Correcting that old pose. You're listening to Terry's Tea Time on PBS. Yes, I did. Thank you. My niece got me Pear Harmony from Stash. Oh, yeah? Is that tea? I'm guessing that's tea. Man, I'm that far behind, huh? High performance TV, TV. Hey, Dino. What's up, dude? Oh, John's here. What's up, John? JJ Kiyamaki will be waiting for me when I get back to... I don't know what that is. I think that's got to be an anime thing, right? I know you really like anime stuff. Anime stuff. God, sorry. Yeah, Keith Lee said it. If you haven't clicked on the like button and you're within reach of the means to do so, please do so. Yeah, I certainly one of my collection of the Battle Damage Mark 85. I didn't win and got the Mark 3 2.0. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. The Mark 3 2.0 might be my new favorite. I don't know. I'll have to. I remember being really impressed by it when it was here, so I'll have to wait and see how. I know it's great, and I'm looking forward to having it. But where does it rank in terms of my overall collection? In terms of favorites, we'll find out. We'll find out next week. I'll make that statement next week. But I do have the Mark 85, and I actually, one option that I was exploring for this show was to basically repost all my Mark 85s because I have all three. And I have the Mark 85, the regular version with the energy collector on his back, doing the whole "Okay, Thor hit me" pose. And then everybody saw the Mark 85 holographic pose that I hit with the gun out and everything like that. Blade back here, gun out. And it looks cool, but it also takes up a lot of space like that. So I'm thinking about going more museum pose with all the Mark 85s and having Tony in the Battle Damage Mark 85 up front kneeling in that iconic pose. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll see. You might not see, but I will. You'll see when I do the room tour. By the way, I can do legitimately 4 room tours now. So the question is, do I do 4 room tours? Or do I do one massive video of the whole house tour? I could do 5 if we did the basement. That whole warehouse at the end of Raiders of the Lark set. Raiders of the Lost Ark. What did I just say there? I don't know what that was. I can't find my table with my elbow. I'm missing. Prime. Okay, cool. All right, I'll give Reacher a chance. Enough people are saying that they like it, that it might be worth it. Oh, yeah, dude. I'm watching For All Mankind like it's going out of style. I legitimately... I don't wait until Friday morning. I watch it on Thursday night. Yeah, it's so good. So good. I'm chomping at the bit to find out how it's going to end next week. It could go either way. And I don't even know who to root for. I know who I am rooting for. Mars all day. Team Mars. But, man. If you guys are not familiar with For All Mankind, I mean, there is some serious alternative history going on here. It's some of the best alternative history I've ever seen on the small screen. And it's well worth exploring. If you don't know, the premise of it is it starts out with the first men on the moon were not from the United States. They were from Russia, and how all of that changed the course of history all the way up until I think we're in the early aughts now, if I'm not mistaken. It's really, 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 really good. I believe that. I believe that. Itchy. I feel like Spider-Verse movies make a strong argument to make all superhero-based movies in this format opposed to live action. Yeah, it would take longer, I think. I mean, as we've seen, it took him forever to do the second one. But yeah, I would not be opposed to that. I would not. Between the Spider-Verse movies and What If. Because again, I said it last week, I feel like What If is my current favorite MCU-based content. I would go back and rewatch those things again and again and again. Good night, Steve131. Sleep tight. Dino, what figures are you hoping for with the 25th anniversary of The Phantom Menace? Yeah, Kenobi would be brilliant. I feel like that's almost a no-brainer. Okay. Yeah, I would like to see a Nemoidian. Newt Gunray would be fun. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. What else? Who else? We're getting a Mace Windu that's perfectly adequate. You don't need another one. We don't need Episode 1 Yoda. Jeez. I think everybody is dying to get Padme in the red dress. And I think that Hot Toys would love the opportunity to do that. And I think they would nail it. So that would be a lot of fun. That would be dopo for me. I'd be all over that like hair on a gorilla. So I think that's probably my two that I'm going with right there. Is Red Dress Padme and Newt Gunray. That second one being... That's going to be a polarizing suggestion. I think a lot of people would... no, actually, now that I think about it, it's no longer 1999. I think there's a lot more love for the prequels now than there was in 1999, which I predicted back in 1999. I was like... You know, I saw Episode 1 3 times on the first day of its release. Unabashedly. Just devoured it. Yeah, dude, it definitely did. Yeah. Yeah, it's like blink and you miss it. That would have to be expensive. Proprietary body. Although they could reuse that for other characters such as Omega. Bring it. Yeah, I've got the OG here. Oh, the Mark 46 concept is beautiful. Beautiful. I sold that to my friend Eduardo out in California. Solid actor, by the way. He's been in some cool stuff. He played a Vulcan in Picard Season 1. Or was it Season 2? It was Season 2. That's right. Oh, what am I talking about? Yes, yes, Jar Jar. Bring me Jar Jar. All day, any day. Yeah, I'll take it. Ooh, there you go. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. I'm doing that. In fact, I might do that first. Just to get some exclusive content for members. Yeah, I think that I doubt we do see a child. I'm sorry. I'm staring at this thing and I just have to take a bite. It's too. Should have got a napkin. I'm 100% behind that. Yes, I totally agree, Bottopotamus. Welcome to the show, by the way. I don't think I've seen your name before pop up in the chats. And if I have, I'm sorry. Yeah, man, I'm stealing that from oh god, I can't even remember the name of it. It's one of the potentially one of the most racist comedies to come out of the 80s with with George Wendt and Michael Keaton about a Japanese company taking over an American car factory. I can't remember the name of it, but that's legitimately one of the lines spoken by one of the lead characters. And I've been borrowing that for years. I win. Not that it's a contest. It's kind of a contest. All right, it's a contest. Yeah, I'm there. I think I'm there. Just thinking about it right now. I mean, it's mostly Clone Wars. I've got some Stormtroopers on display that actually might get boxed up to make way for more Clone Wars stuff and more prequel stuff. Yeah, I think the final tally was 5 before I was finally just like, okay, I'm done. Yeah, dude, they would just so nail that. Shakti, Ayla Zakura, Asajj Ventress, come on! Already. Luminara and Dooley, Deepa Baloba. Yeah. Yeah, that would be... I would love that. I would love that so much. But that's further down the line. I mean, I'm sure they'll get around to doing some of those. But again, it's one of those things like right now, they're just trying to churn out everything that's hot right now, that's brand new and hot. And they know that they can, if there's ever a lull in that, which it looks like there's going to be, so now maybe they'll take some time and make some time to actually do some of the more classic characters. Fingers crossed. By the way, for the first time in recent memory, I don't have a figure here to shoot for a first look. I'm all caught up. Start to dogpile on Terry for being from Illinois and never having watched Blues Brothers. Again, man, I didn't watch it when again, my family was very strict about things that about what they would allow me to watch back in the day. I had to go to friends' houses to watch things like Terminator or Conan, for instance. And that wasn't one of the things that I watched at those friends' houses, and it wasn't something that they allowed me to watch. So, and I feel like maybe the humor hasn't aged well for a modern audience, or for somebody who hasn't seen it before, who doesn't have that nostalgia attached to it. So, yeah. Oh, my calendar just wished me a happy birthday. Thanks, calendar. Gung Ho, that was it. That was it. That was the movie. Oh, if they could do a Droid, yeah. The Handmaidens would be tough to pull off. Mostly because you don't typically see their faces, with the exception of Keira Knightley's. Now, if you wanted to do a Keira Knightley Handmaiden, ooh. Or do that great dress that she wore to visit Boss Nass when she was actually pretending to be the queen, and do that with a swap out Keira Knightley head. So you could either have Natalie Portman or Keira Knightley. And their facial features are so close to each other, especially when they were younger. That would be very, very, very challenging. Anyway. Why does my nose itch? Here's something. Excuse me. Okay. Bear with me. There was a crew okay, here we go. What will it be about? There was I read from a reputable source, the synopsis of Skeleton Crew will be, it's about a group of kids from a planet, like a backwater planet, who wind up getting lost and have to find their way home from from a strange and dangerous galaxy. So are these kids, are they referring to the Star Wars galaxy? Or are they referring to a strange new galaxy that we saw in Ahsoka? Will Ahsoka and, is that why they stayed behind? Will Ahsoka and Sabine wind up being in... Well, let me check the script. Oh, God. I should find out. No spoilers. I don't know. Okay, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Thank you. So it's Star Trek Voyager. Maybe. I mean, I've always assumed that they would get lost in the Star Wars galaxy. But what if it's more? What if something happens? They wind up in the belly of a space whale and they wind up going to this galaxy. But how could they do that without a ship? That's probably not the case. I'll investigate further. Droidika. How was that? Okay, friends. I'm at the end of the comments. You know what that means? Best part of my day. Let's get the donut out of the way. You can't see it, but the desk is actually cleaned off. Like 100%. There's a book here. Missed. Threw it at the couch and missed. There's all these tea canisters here, which I'm going to get rid of right now. And, let's see. Probably could have taken those tea mugs in there as well. This will be the last show to feature the Apple box. Because I'm getting a new adjustable desk, sort of a thing, a tripod desk, if you will, that will serve. I will now be posing like here, which I think will probably be, it'll probably be better all around. I won't have to go wide, which distorts the image and everything like that. I won't have to go wide anymore. So yeah, that's something to look forward to, right? Speaking of things to look forward to. Yeah. Okay. Get this up here. I'm going to stand up for this. Whoa. I'm sinking. There we go. I do like to stand when I'm posing. I didn't realize that. Let's go wide. That's not wide. There we go. Okay. Let's do this guy first. We are really bluesing out here. Kind of like the Blues Brothers. All right. Okay. Now because of the dimensions of your Detolfs. Oh! These are the last days for ordering Detolfs. Yeah, they're no longer going to have Detolfs available on IKEA. So, like, I think middle of this month is the last day that you can order them. That's assuming they even have them in stock, because there may have been a run on them already. And I've been tossing around the idea of ordering a couple just in case. Because, well, but then Keith Lee gave me the idea that, well, you can always just buy them used on Facebook Marketplace or something. So if you have any thoughts on that, let me know, because like, are you guys frantic about the loss of the Detolf? Have you ever bought a Detolf on Amazon Marketplace? And if so, how did it go? Okay. I I make some of the weirdest sounds sometimes, just without even thinking about it, to the extent that I even toyed with the notion that I might have Tourette's. But I find that unlikely. I find it unlikely that I have Tourette's. For instance, any harsh language that I use is always considered and with intent. Alright, so, man, this guy is just so solid. The K2SO that I had, his joints were misaligned at the ankle, so he couldn't stand straight up. They're ratcheted joints at the ankle, so every time that you move it, you can't really find... That's the downside of ratcheted joints. I understand the need for them in certain scenarios, but what I've come to find out is that when you feature ratcheted joints, you lose the ability to fine-tune and finesse your pose to the extent that I like to be able to do. So yeah. Now, does this guy have batteries in him? I can't remember if I put the batteries in. I did not. Okay. That's unfortunate. I'm not going to do it now because we're limited on time. Windman. What's up, Windman? There are tons of companies out there that make Detolf knockoffs. Practically every other furniture company. I bought one on Amazon and one from Walmart, of all places, exactly the same. Wow. Okay. Huh. Yeah, okay. I'll explore that. Anyway, so this, because of the nature of Detolfs, the size of the shelves, and my intention to have 4 figures on this shelf, which is one more than I typically like to have. Thanks, Dino. Nice. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. Or is it Dino? Could go either way. Yeah, I know. It's just too big for my... I want that glass all around. I love that. You know, I love that look. It just looks... It's a good look. I like it a lot. Okay, so I want this guy in the back. I want him flanked by 2 Shoretroopers. And I want another Shoretrooper kneeling. Again, I'm going to openly admit that okay. I've been getting it wrong for the past however many weeks, so I'm glad I finally figured that out. Where was I going with this? I openly am borrowing from a Boston Collectors video a room tour that he just did at the end of the year. He has one of each of the Shoretroopers. He's got the Shoretrooper Grunt, he's got the Squad Leader, and he's got the Captain? Commander? Can't remember what the other one was, the original was. I no longer have that original one. I let it go back in the day when I was moving. I needed some cash for down payments and such. So I got rid of it. So what I'm going to be doing is basically, this shelf is going to be my homage to ANDOR. If that makes any sense. Because we didn't get any figures from ANDOR. I don't expect that we will. I would be very surprised if we did for a variety of reasons. Not the least of which is Cassian almost never wears the same outfit throughout the course of the show. There's no core Cassian Andor outfit. With every planet he visits, he's wearing different clothes, as one would expect. I mean, it's not like superhero costumes, although we frequently see that with other Star Wars characters. With Andor, we don't. So there's not a core costume for them to go with. So we're not going to see, I doubt seriously that we see any Andor figures apart from those that we have in other forms. That being this, the KX Enforcer droid. So this guy is just basically going to be hunched over, kind of looking menacing in the background. So I'm going to just do a bit of a torso twist here. I think I had his hands in a fist here. I can't remember why that is. But the thing about the KX Enforcer droids, now notice what I'm doing here. I'm legitimately finessing the fingers. Because when I do fingers, if you notice, when you're holding your hands at your side, the natural state of your fingers is that they are not all bent the same. Or at least it is with me, and I've seen it with other people as well. So there's almost like a little bit more of a bend with every finger going from index to little finger. And you see characters sculpted that way in classical sculpture too. So yeah, that's just, so as you can see there, if I can just get this around and see what I've done. Let's see, put that in front of my face. Maybe that would, that's not in front of my face. There we go. It's not really showing up though, is it? There you go, you can kind of see it there. So yeah, I kind of want to do that, and I want to do it with both hands. So let's get that thumb moved off to the side. God, these things are so well articulated. Mind-blowingly so. Middle finger's a little bit loose on the right hand, but I think it'll still perform. Straighten out that ring finger a touch. Let's push that back some. And how do I like the hands? Hands are good. Now, if you wanted to, you could almost like, because there's that scene in Andor where he's, you know, reaching out and grasping, casting, and holding him by the throat. You could almost have him like reaching out, but the arms are just so gangly that I think it would just look a little bit awkward. And given that I'm going to have other characters in there, the last thing I want to do is try to take up more real estate on the horizontal plane. He's already taken up a lot. Will this even fit? Like this in the... Wow. I don't think it'll fit. Especially with especially if I put him on the stand. But we're going to proceed as if he will, rather than take time to measure things right now. I mean, I could have him walking. There's ways you can cheat that just by like bringing one leg forward and bending it back. Maybe just having him like in a semi-crouch, like he's getting ready to go into action. There we go. Yeah, that's good actually. I like that. Yeah. Kind of works. And just imagine those eyes lit up. Let's put that aside for now and move on to the next. Yeah, that will not fit into a Detolf that way with the stand. And I'm just gonna have him, not where you guys can see him. I want to, while I'm posing the next figure, I want to be able to be looking over the Shoretrooper's shoulder at this guy and see how I want to finesse this, because I'm already seeing things that I want to do differently, which is, that's part of my process. All right, next trooper will be the squad leader. Yeah, I'm right there with you with the matcha cases, man. I will never be buying a matcha case. I mean, apart from a successful lottery ticket purchase, winning the lottery, and just then having the time and the funds, and then having a house that has the room to use them, that would be what it would take for me to have to get it to get into a matcha case. Wrecking stuff over here. Birthday donut. I don't know if you can see it, but there's legitimately, yeah, one of my hairs in there. Just for full warning, if anybody buys a figure from me, you may very well wind up with one of my hairs in the clamshell. It does happen. I try to be careful. I try to spot it before I put them away, but this obviously was probably done before it really became an issue. Wow, he's such a good-looking figure. Yeah, you can actually go out and buy these boots. I remember seeing that after the Shoretroopers became a thing. Let's go ahead and clear this off. Yeah, now we can see. Alright, so. For this guy, I'm thinking he's going to be... Yeah. He's going to be on the left. Your left, my right. So let's pop this hand off. And again, if you're tuning into the show expecting out of these world poses like really action posy, like Parker Posey, only with more action. Was Parker Posey ever in an action movie? Doesn't seem like her jam. Wouldn't be a show with me if I didn't drop a hand. Okay. So, yeah, I love Parker Posey. Did you guys ever watch Lost in Space, the most recent remake? I think they did 3 episodes on Netflix, I believe. And, she played Dr. Smith. Brilliantly. Brilliantly. Such good writing on that show. And amazing acting. And, you know, anything like that is going to rely heavily on a solid villain, as most shows do. And she was perfect. She was morally repugnant, but managed to be so without being unsympathetic, which is hard to do, I would think, not being an actor. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna shift him back. Bring this down, cock that leg a little bit, bend that torso to compensate, turn it this way, drop that shoulder just a touch, and push this shoulder back. This is like speed posing. This is like me participating in an episode of Strike a Pose. Yeah, that's done. I never even took the wrapping off of the base. It's wild. It's interesting that the Shoretrooper squad leader doesn't have a squad leader base. It just says Shoretrooper. That's not a complaint. I think it's fine, but by the way, I just wrapped up. It's already live, so I'm not giving anything away, but I just wrapped up the video for Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which got to us late, so I didn't get it churned out quickly enough. But the final pose that I do for that, I'm really, really proud of. And I will say, don't try it at home. If you aren't, or if you do, don't leave it that way, because you will break your own heart if you do over time. Finesse, finesse, finesse. All right, there we go. Drop that stand down. All right, that's what we got. Bring that in because you have to consider that it's going to be, let's see, because I typically like to have my bases perpendicular and parallel, depending on your angle, to the dimensions of the Detolf. I don't like them at angles. I want that uniformity. I just want that, like, especially with Imperial troops, you want it all to be kind of militant. Just that military precision. So I'm trying to get him to stand at a bit of an angle here. It's very, very hard to do. Let's see if I drop this down a little bit, maybe it'll help. Yeah, there we go. I don't know that again, using the eye line of the helmet as sort of a means of expression. Let's get that head over. Oh wow, he's cocked off to the side there, isn't he? Not cool. There we go. Oh, no good. There we go. All right, that's good. Sure enough, Trooper. Nice, Oilers. By the way, I'm finally starting to pay attention to your content. You guys have got to be checking out Oilers Workshop on YouTube. The guy's doing custom dioramas that are just next level, and he's showing you how to do it. I haven't become a member of his channel, but I have every intention of doing so. Probably when my schedule opens up a little bit and I have more time to actually build my own dioramas. But dude, seriously, much love and respect for what you're doing. I think that a channel like yours has been very much necessary in the 6-scale world for a long time, and I'm very glad to see that you're doing what you're doing. Magnificent stuff. And entertaining. I have a good time watching your stuff. Yeah, so I'm thinking that I'm gonna have to find another way to support the KX Enforcer droid. And I don't think that we're going to get a good look at how all this is going to look together in the Detolf. But I'm hoping that I'll be able to get some photographs before the end of the day today and put them up on the Facebook group. By the way, speaking of the Facebook group, the Poser Posse Facebook group that I started on Facebook a few months ago, for whatever reason, membership requests and everything plateaued for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I wasn't getting any new membership requests. Occasionally somebody would come along and ask to join. I have it set up so that the membership questions, if you answer them, no matter what your answer, you're automatically admitted. So it's very easy to join, but the membership questions are a requirement because I don't want any bots to get in. So lately, for whatever reason, the past couple weeks, there's been a massive surge, what I consider to be a massive surge in membership requests. If you know of anybody who is complaining because they requested to join the Poser Posse and they haven't been granted access, it's probably because they didn't answer any membership questions. The issue with that is, from what I understand, there's on some phones systems don't allow, or they don't actually have access to those membership questions when you're requesting to join. I don't know what the ins and outs are of it, but what you need to do is you need to go to a web browser on a computer and request to join there, and then you'll be able to answer all the membership questions. I will not permit. I don't have a lot of time to vet every single membership request that's coming in. And a lot of the members who are requesting, or a lot of the people who are requesting to join, they have their accounts on lockdown. So I can't really see anything about them other than their banner pic and their profile pic, and maybe one or two other things. So it's very difficult for me to properly vet somebody before admitting them. I don't want to get just average Joe Clown troll in there, for instance. Although I grant you that if a average Joe Clown troll, Joe Clown Troll, is that a band name? Should it be? Anyway, if you know of anybody who's trying to get in and they can't get in, let them know that they need to go to a computer and request to join from there and answer the membership questions. Their membership will be granted immediately if they answer all 3 questions. That simple. With the Apple Box of the new table, when you get it, mark out the square of it, Detolf for reference. I actually thought about that today, and I very nearly did that on the Apple Box. So I'm just using some black gaff tape. I think it's gaffer tape. But yeah, the new table is going to be used for some sideshow stuff, so I don't know if I can do it with that. Maybe with painter's tape. That would be a lot easier to peel off. But yeah, definitely something that I'm considering. While you're posing, it won't give you the Z-axis, but you'll have an idea of the X and Y-axis sides. And yes, exactly. And the Y-axis is actually this way. So, X and Z is what you're thinking of. Public shaming! Dimension shaming. Alright, so I think I've got it here. Yeah. Kind of casual. But again, I kind of like that, and I got this idea for doing troopers that way because legitimately Tom Gilliland of Sideshow, when we were doing the clones, was requesting that I look at like group photos of units in World War II where they were posing for photos with each other and just the way that they would stand. He had me use those as reference. And it worked brilliantly. Looks really, really cool. Shoretrooper number 2. Can I get this done in the next 45 minutes? Speed posing. Speed posing. Oh, Bitter Troll's here. Thanks for joining us, Bitter Troll. Slacker. I'm just jealous. But hey, I got donuts. Slightly different. Okay, the one I just posed, that's from Rogue One. But this, right? Yeah. This is a TMS. This is from Mandalorian. From that awesome episode where Mando first took off his helmet. You're in trouble. Oh, handy. This guy's already got his trigger hand on. Right on the hand I wanted it to be. Skipped a step. Now what I don't know is... Oh, wow! That's pretty slick. Look at that. Did I know that was there? I love that. Oh, this is the squad leader. How the hell did that happen? Hang on. I'm just trying to see what I did here. I guess I just got my boxes crossed. Because I think this is just a grunt. Yeah, this is the grunt. This is the squad leader. So I guess I just put the squad leader in the grunt box and the grunt in the squad leader box. I'm a professional. See if I'm missing anything. That's funny. That's funny, Jen. Yeah, they're not charging that much for shipping now. They used to charge really ridiculous amounts for shipping, but that doesn't seem to be a thing. Right? That's no shock, but I've had to deal with that before. I'll tell you what that warning does do for me. I'll have to, I'll make sure that the knee that I bring forward is actually his left knee. So let's go ahead and... No, I'm just going to leave that as is. I was going to swap bases, but this guy's actually going to be on the glass. He's not going to be on a stand, I don't think. So let's... Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Kneeling is going to be a problem. Yep. I don't think it's going to work. It's not going to work because the this piece right here pushes the leg back down. It does not have the range of motion. What's this? Oh, yep, something came off. Yeah. Boom. Dangly bit. And I don't know where it goes. I think it goes underneath that flap. Yeah, it goes underneath there. Damn. Well, that's disappointing, but also not unexpected. So here's what we're going to do. Instead of having a 4-figure display, I'm just going to have a 3-figure display. And then I'll go back and I'll try to see what Boston Collectors did with his. It's possible that he may have had this guy kneeling because since he doesn't have those armor elements down there on the thighs, on the hips rather, that he could probably take the bend in the knee. So maybe that's what it'll take. But for now, for our purposes here, where's the rifle? There it is. I'm just going to pose him upright and swap the stands. Not cross the streams, just swap the stands. No. Anybody else have a hard time when you're trying to figure out where to peel the plastic from, which side to peel? Because I do. Every damn time. Not, I guess like half the time. Okay, that is in fact a different display option, so I'm going to opt not to use that. Just in the interest of uniformity, but also to, yeah, but also to protect it, which isn't normally a thing that I do. But in this case, I think I'm going to. Now, just to do things a little bit differently for this guy, I'm going to have him actually cradling his blaster. Hey, don't tell Guy, but I'm totally forgetting what the name of this blaster rifle is. It's an E11 something, I think. It's like a variation on the E11. You can see the foundation of the British Sterling submachine gun is still there. The grip is still the same, and you can see the core elements of the E11 right there. But from this bit on forward, it becomes different, and also, of course, has a different stock. I want to say... No, I think it's different. There's another modified version of the E11 that they used in ANDOR, where the stock element is not folded over the barrel of the gun. It's an interesting look, and I'm kind of glad that they played with it. It reminds me of the time back in the day when I had the Kenner version of that, and frequently I would experiment with different ways of playing with that, holding it in different, like actually having the stock fully deployed instead of having it be more of a blaster carbine sort of version. Okay, so let's see what I got here. Oops. You jerk. Okay. Oh, so hard to do from this angle. Not that I'm making excuses. Just thrust his head forward. Twist that torso. There we go. Yeah, hips back. Shove that down. See how I'm kind of doing that? That's how I shift my hips starting out. Back leg is straight, left front leg is slightly bent. Then compensate by shifting the torso this way. Rotate that. Kind of get him actually cradling the gun. There we go. And there's that. Thing is hanging there in a funny way. I like that I did it from this angle because you actually get to see that that ammo pouch there on the side, which I think is very cool. So let's go ahead and get these two guys up here and clear off Kumar's comment. Comments by Kumar. Okay, so it's E22. They doubled the, yeah. Okay, it's twice the gun that the E11 is. Whatever. So that, let's rotate this. Move that forward, just for stability at this point. And I guess that's kind of my display. It's Slide him over here more. So there we go. Can't remember the name of the planet in Andor where they were on the beach planet, the resort planet, or whatever you want to call it. But where the Shoretroopers were chasing the, you know, malcontents, and using KX Enforcer droids as backup. And there we go. Oops. Gotta remember to do things backwards. I'm not looking at a mirror here. And can you imagine? Planet Miami is what it is. There we go. Niamos? Is that the name of it? That's cool. Dude, I'm so full on respect that you remembered that. Seriously. And I'm trying to see if that's an anagram for Miami, but yeah, that's awesome. Nice. Darth Batman's here. Started using the little knife I have in my kit. Sorry I'm late to the party. Yeah, for this very same trooper, not for this guy instead. You know what? I might actually just be happier with it this way anyway. I struggle with putting more than the idea of putting more than 3 figures into a single Detolf shelf. It really does start to look more crowded. But hats off to people like Kumar, who seriously, I mean, the guy's just, he's perfected the art form of maximizing the figure count on a single Detolf shelf. Nobody does it like he does, and the only person that I've seen come close is Boston Collectors. There may be more of them out there, and if anybody in this chat right now does do that kind of thing to that level, then I apologize for not mentioning it, and I apologize for not knowing. I don't do a lot of browsing of other people's social media, other collectors' social media content. A lot of that is because I have been accused in the past of stealing other people's poses and shit. Which, good luck making that stick. And if I do, like in this case, where I was inspired by Boston Collectors, I'll own it. I will totally own it. But yeah. I can't wait to get these on my shelf. I can, and I will. And I'm not going to do it right now, because we still have some time. It's only been 90 minutes. So I'm going to knock these things down. Not really. Just put them aside. So thanks. This is not the end of the show, but I'm just going to go ahead and say thanks everybody for watching me actually pose up some figures for a shelf for a change, rather than just hitting a single pose. There we go. Wow. What happened? It did that, there's a thing that this desk does when it goes down too low and bumps into something. It stops and automatically bounces back up to create clearance. So, what else have we got to talk about? You know, I actually did have that moment where I was like, is it not an E11? I knew I was wrong. And you know, that's fair. I mean, if people want to steal, if people want to use my poses for inspiration, that's part of why I do it. You know, it's what How to Be a Poser was all about. You know, hey, this is something you might want to try. Yeah. I love the whole idea of Planet Miami. That's why I don't have cats. That's why when I'm looking for a dog to give Dobby some company, I'm not looking for a big dog. Big dogs have big tails, and I have stuff that's within reach of a big dog's big tail. Looking at you, X-Men. That would be just a catastrophe. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, poses are fair game. Oh, God. Between you and Keith. Between you and Keith. I can always rely on you guys to keep it PG-13. And I totally know that that's you holding back. Yeah, they're great. I'm really surprised that I haven't put them on display before now. They may have been on that Detolf to my left here for a little bit before getting moved out in favor of clones. But there's such a... It's like that and the Death Troopers simultaneously were such a great shift in the inclusion of different types of troopers in Star Wars, and it's such a unique design that they've wisely seen fit to continue implementing in the likes of Andor and in The Mandalorian. So yeah, there's obviously a shared love. I did that wrong. Yeah, I have both my Shoretroopers looking in the same direction. I'm gonna have to go back and redo that pose. Not gonna do it here though. That's enough posing for one day. Am I right? I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is, because X is always, when you're looking at it on a graph, X is always going this way, and Y is always going up. And Z has always been depth. Right? Am I getting this wrong? It's possible that I am, but maybe it's because once you take that graph and put it down this way, then Z does become depth. Interesting. So maybe I do have it wrong. Maybe it's a matter of perspective and I was just using the wrong perspective. Yeah, I did get on that. That is a very great reference. I can't remember the name of the guy who was the Daniel something, I think, but he's a Marine photographer, and meaning he's a photographer who's in the Marines, and he was doing a thing where he was recreating classic war photos and some of his own war photography using Hot Toys figures and sideshow figures. And they looked great. They looked great. I haven't paid attention to what he's doing recently, if he's doing even anything at all. I don't know for sure. But what was the name of his channel? God. Galactic Warfighters. Check out Galactic Warfighters on Instagram if you haven't seen it, if you're not familiar with it. Because there's some really cool stuff there. And I see a lot of what he does in some of the work of Harold Green. Commander Green, sorry. Oh, no, thank you. Seriously. I mean, it's... When I was at Sideshow, I had a lot of my early work, photography-wise, when I was at Sideshow, featured all these amazing dioramas. Just things sculpted from foam and painted brilliantly. Just beautiful pieces. And I didn't do any of those. Those were all done by the artists at Sideshow in conjunction with the photo department, just to give them assets to use to help market the photos. And when I left Sideshow, I no longer had access to those assets. And I've lamented that ever since. So I've been having to rely on finding really good quality rocks that happen to downscale nicely, that to actually still maintain the appearance in 6 scale that they do in 1:1 scale. But that gets old. That gets old. I legitimately want more stuff, and I've been lamenting the fact that I never actually took the time to learn how to do anything. The one exception to that rule is that there are photos of, I want to say, the ARC Troopers, Jesse and Fives, but it might be Captain Rex. And they were also included in the, I want to say the Wolfpack Troopers. Could be wrong, but I did these awesome freaking arches, just using a heavy-duty armature wire with a bunch of newspaper wrapped around it, and then I sprayed the hell out of it with window sealing foam. That foam that you use to like spray in between the cracks when you're installing a window just to seal it up. Just covered it with that. It just kind of shaped it a little bit, and then I hit it. I put a paintbrush in some alcohol, and then I just flicked alcohol all over it to give it like pits, like the look of erosion or just naturally occurring, just little, yeah, just like pumice. Yeah, kind of give it the look of pumice. And so I did those. I left them behind. I didn't bring them with me when I left. I probably should have. I don't think they've ever used them again. They probably threw them in the trash. But I actually do have some of that foam here, with intentions of actually doing something similar somewhere down the line. But I need a place where I can operate that's both low humidity and also is well ventilated, and I don't have that here. Be kind of nice to have a ventilation duct, not a duct, but like a little alcove. What do they call those things where people use a lot of heavy spray paints or stuff indoors where you can actually ventilate it? I need one of those. Anyway, let's go back down to the bottom. Really? That's a hot tip. I am totally going to screen cap that and look that up after the show's over. Because I think like 2 weeks in a row now I've forgotten to click on the live chat replay, which is why I'm trying to get as many comments up here on the screen as I can. Okay, here we go. A friend on Instagram was blanked or blocked for stealing poses by somebody, and I'm like, there's only so many ways to post something. Eventually you're going to lose it and pose it in a similar way. Yes, exactly. That is a great way to look at it, Harold, because even in my own collection, I mean, I'm sure that if I walked through, you can probably find, in fact, I know for a fact that if you went in my bedroom right now, I have 3 shelves, there are 3 Detolfs with Star Wars figures on them, and one vertical row is all clones, trios of clones, and one clone in each shelf is posed in the exact same way, holding that long rifle in the exact same way. So, and I didn't catch on to it until ages later. I was just looking at it and I was like, oh, how did I do that? How did I do it twice? I mean, I could see doing it twice, but 3 times in the exact same row of figures. So bizarre. So bizarre. Just found a killer stone spray paint and used it on my Thanos throne I've been working on. Wow. Yeah, send me a link to that. Please send me a link to that. Spray booth, thank you. You can see why I had trouble thinking of what kind of the term would be for a booth in which you spray things. It's hard. Words are hard. Yeah. Okay, I think that's probably enough for today. Yeah, it doesn't have to go over 2 hours, and I'm not really going to try to... want to thank everybody, all the people who have actually been tuning in. I've noticed that there's been a considerable uptick in views on these live streams. Not sure what prompted that, but the past 3 weeks have seen a dramatic surge in views. Yeah, I do it for kicks, not clicks, so it's not something that I'm really that really affects me too much on an emotional, personal level. But it's at the same time, it's kind of nice to see that people are paying attention. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and to all the new viewers, I'm glad that hopefully you're finding value in this and coming back. You can rely on Bitter Troll, ladies and gentlemen. You can rely on Bitter Troll. Thanks, dude. Anyway, yeah, so time to get on with my birthday. I've got, what am I doing here? I'm going to put these figures on my Detolf. Hopefully. We'll see if that KX Enforcer droid will fit the way I've got him. And what else am I going to do today? I've got to go to Trader Joe's. So, yeah, there's always, like, when I go grocery shopping, and I usually go every 2 to 3 weeks, there's always a primary visit, but then a subsequent visit to pick up the things that I forgot to get. And today is that subsequent visit. So, yeah, Trader Joe's. And I thought about, there's this great Mexican restaurant called 314 Tradicional that I actually ate out with Keith and Ali Lee. And I'm thinking about popping in there for some Mexican food today. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me speed pose these 3 figures. I actually had a lot of fun. I love not having to take my time when I'm posing. I love it when everything comes together. I've posed enough clones and enough troopers that it's fairly easy for me to hit a museum pose, especially of any of these guys. And it's a lot of fun. I never lose the joy of that, of looking at the final result. And I'm looking forward to reposing this guy so that he's looking in the opposite direction. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Anyway, without further ado, guys, let's call it a weekend. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in for this birthday live stream, for enduring me singing myself happy birthday, and hope you guys have a great week. Sound off in the Facebook group if you've got nothing else going on. Let us know what you're up to, poser wise, collecting wise, what have you. And until next week, when I will be buried under a mountain of snow, everybody remember to be good to your plastic. Thanks. Bye.